There are reviews that fade with time, and then there are the ones that haunt you. For me, that was Rune Factory 5. My first full dive into the series. At the time, I thought I understood it. A cozy, harmless blend of farming and action. I even praised it. But after playing Rune Factory 3 and 4, that praise began to feel hollow. I realized what the series could be, and what it hadn't yet become. So when Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma was announced, wrapped in myth, whispered promises of change, I approached with cautious curiosity. Could this be the evolution the series desperately needed? Or another charming yet shallow loop? I hit start, not knowing that beyond the sunlit farms and familiar faces, a darker, deeper story awaited me. One of forgotten gods, fractured memories, and a lone earth dancer caught between duty and self. And as the days turned to nights in Azuma, I found myself battling not just monsters, but the weight of choice, the pull of past lives, and the quiet longing for connection. This is the Rune Factory I didn't know I needed, and perhaps neither did you. Azuma is a land where shadows cling to the edges of sunlight, a region steeped in forgotten myths and ancient oaths, waiting for someone, you, to awaken it once more. You begin as a stranger, drifting into this world without a name, without a past. All you know is a whisper in the wind. You are an earth dancer, a vessel of nature's will, called to prevent the coming celestial collapse, a disaster poised to consume all. At first, your task seems simple: travel from village to village. Awaken the slumbering gods, heal the land. But soon, you sense the currents beneath the surface. Memories you can't grasp, histories that contradict themselves, and a truth far more personal than any prophecy. Guardians of Azuma excels at this slow unravel. Its story begins in comforting familiarity, gentle villagers, small quests, but gradually folds in themes of legacy, sacrifice, and inner conflict. The tone shifts, becoming more intimate, more haunting. Choices begin to matter. Conversations linger. The world starts watching you back. And what elevates it further? Your protagonist has a voice, one that breathes life into every interaction, every moment of doubt or resolve. You're not just playing a role, you're becoming one. This is not the story of a hero destined to save the world. It's the story of a person trying to understand if they even should. In Azuma, the land may tremble beneath ancient forces, but it's the people who make it feel alive. Rune Factory has always placed relationships at its heart, and Guardians of Azuma honors that legacy with care and nuance. You'll meet warriors, bound by regret, scholars chasing lost truths, and gods who wear mortal faces. They aren't just quest givers, they're companions on your uncertain path. Building bonds begins simply enough. A shared conversation, a well-chosen gift, an invitation to fish beneath starlight or cook in a flickering kitchen. But beneath these familiar loops lies a subtle depth. As your affection grows, new story threads unlock, moments of vulnerability, warmth, even heartbreak. Voice acting breathes authenticity into every exchange. No robotic lines here. Dialogue flows naturally, making each interaction feel personal. I found myself drawn to characters like Hina, whose youthful energy hides quiet strength. Kanata, the luminous goddess burdened by light itself. And Clarice, whose stoic exterior shields an aching heart. There are flaws, two romance paths frustratingly locked behind DLC, but the rewoven fate system offers flexibility, letting you explore relationships without the grind of multiple playthroughs. And when those bonds deepen enough, allies stand beside you in battle, their loyalty earned, not given. In a land of myths and monsters, it's these human connections that linger longest. Combat in Guardians of Azuma is where the pulse of the game quickens, where tranquil farming days give way to razor-sharp instincts. It starts deceptively simple. Light and heavy attacks, a dodge roll, a weapon skill or two. but within minutes, you feel the rhythm take hold. Perfect dodges, slow time, letting you unleash devastating counterattacks. Crisp audio cues sharpen your reflexes. And each weapon, dual blades, long swords, bows, carries a distinct identity with skill trees that evolve as you master them. Enemies aren't mere damage sponges. Bosses telegraph intricate attack patterns, challenging you to learn, adapt, survive. There's no brute forcing your way here. Timing and precision matter. Compared to Rune Factory 5, the leap in combat polish is undeniable and addictive. Exploration matches that intensity with surprising grace. Azuma's fields and dungeons strike a rare balance. Wide enough to invite curiosity, compact enough to avoid fatigue. Dungeons glow with distinct palettes, misty purples, sun-dappled ruins, and layered design. Hidden paths and light puzzles reward the observant. And then, the skies open. Dragonback flights to floating islands transform traversal into moments of wonder, brief, dangerous, unforgettable. You're not just farming and fighting, you're uncovering a world layered with secrets, one that always seems to whisper, what lies just beyond? But for all the danger that lurks in Azuma's wilds, there's a rhythm of life in its villages that pulls you back. A place where days stretch softly, and every choice feels like planting a seed for the future. Farming here isn't just a chore, it's an anchor. You'll map out soil plots, plant according to elevation and climate, and watch your fields bloom in vibrant cycles. It's tactile and satisfying, even if you're new to life sims. But there's a clever balance. Automation gradually lifts the weight of micromanagement. As your village grows, you can recruit residents to handle farming, smithing, or running shops, freeing you to explore without falling behind. The calendar hums beneath it all. Days pass. Birthdays are celebrated. Shops close their shutters as the sun dips low. Stay out too late and fatigue or debuffs will remind you that life in Azuma demands rhythm. Progression ties it all together. As villages level up, new recipes, tools, and structures become available. You'll manage multiple settlements, juggling resources, unlocking advanced blueprints, all while your crops continue to anchor your economy. It's a loop that feels endlessly rewarding. The only drawback? Space. At times, farmland and building plots feel cramped, stifling creativity. Still, the loop is so finely tuned that I found myself slipping into that just one more day mindset, until hours had vanished, and that, in the end, is a kind of magic. If combat fuels the adrenaline and village life feeds the soul, then crafting and cooking are where Guardians of Azuma invites you to slow down, to experiment, to create, and sometimes to get a little lost. Crafting here is woven seamlessly into the game's loop. At village blacksmiths, you'll forge weapons and armor that can truly tip the scales in battle. Materials aren't just numbers. They come from monsters you've bested or ruins you've scoured. There's a tactile joy in watching your next blade come together, a reward for your curiosity and grit. Cooking, though, walks a finer line. The system is layered, perhaps a little too layered at times. Dishes grant powerful healing and buffs, and some charming moments come from co-cooking with companions. But sourcing ingredients can spiral into a scavenger hunt, with recipes chaining. Deep and no easy where-to-find guidance. It's a system begging for just a touch more streamlining. The skill tree, too, shows some bloat. Stat boosts padding out what could be more exciting unlocks. But when it comes to technical polish, Guardians of Azuma impressed me. On PC, it ran flawlessly. No crashes, no lockups, only the rare texture pop. And visually, the world bursts with saturated greens, misty purples, and lantern-lit reds. The soundtrack pairs traditional Eastern melodies with upbeat farming jingles, a soundscape as layered as the game itself. This is a game that respects your time and your senses. It's rare for a single entry to breathe new life into a long-running series. rarer still to do it with such heart. Rune Factory. Guardians of Azuma is that rare exception. It blends combat that crackles with momentum, exploration that rewards, curiosity, and a village life loop that's equal parts cozy and compelling. Layer in a cast of unforgettable characters, a story that digs deeper than its gentle opening suggests, and a technical polish that finally matches ambition. And you have a game that stands tall among the franchise's best. Is it perfect? No. Some menus still feel dense, cooking could use a smoother flow, and space in villages can feel just a bit too tight. But none of these blemishes overshadow the joy at its core. And when the rhythm of questing, farming, bonding, and boss hunting clicks, well, good luck putting the controller down. But enough about my journey. What about yours? Have you wandered the fields of Azuma? Who stole your heart? What moment caught you off guard? Share your stories below, and let's keep this adventure alive.